Matthew Beniers is the consensus top forward in this year's draft, and really, why wouldn't he be? As a freshman for the Michigan Wolverines in the NCAA, he more than held his own as a point-per-game player. But is he really a lock to be a future All-Star? That's where things get more complicated. So, let's take a deeper look at Matthew Beniers in this edition of A Former Scout's Take. Beniers lacks an elite shot, and he knows it. I've watched a lot of breakaways where he has a good opportunity and he'll pass it, or on a power play and he has a chance to work in front of the net with the puck, but rather he passes it as soon as he can. That in and of itself is not a reason to worry, as we've seen plenty of players that have lacked elite scoring touch, but have had fantastic careers scoring dirty goals, and that is in fact how he scored most of his goals at Michigan. It's also something that will for sure translate to the NHL, so I'm not too worried at all. This is contrasted with confident, strong passes. He accurately and consistently finds the open man while manufacturing his passing opportunities. He will single-handedly cycle around the offensive zone, using his body and elite puck possession skills to draw defenders away from their coverage assignments. Inevitably, this leaves a window open for Beniers to pass to an open teammate, who in turn gets a great scoring chance. He has good smarts, but it's all cerebral, not instinctive. By that I mean, he plays well when he knows what his role is. He's a great fore and back checker, he can cycle the puck around defenders as well as anybody, but his play away from the puck in the offensive zone is where I have pause. He doesn't analyze a defense to slip behind them or naturally drift towards the net in the offensive zone. This is especially evident on the power play, where he will often just end up right between multiple defenders, taking himself out of the play entirely. If one thing keeps him from reaching an all-star game one day, it'll be this, as it will limit his overall effectiveness and will cap his counting stat totals. Beniers is a terrific skater. His lateral quickness, acceleration, and agility are as good as you will ever see on a prospect, and they regularly lead to him skating circles around opposing players. What you won't see him do, however, is pull away from anybody. Despite his skill, Beniers lacks top-end speed. He can keep up with guys well enough, but when working with the puck, breakaways are scarce. In fact, the only breakaways I saw from him were blown coverages by the defense in transition. Regularly, Beniers is able to enter the zone going full speed, only to be forced to the outside by a defender who easily matches his stride. This is something that is only going to become more of a problem at the next level, as NHL regulars are much faster than the average college hockey player. Now, I've buried the lead a little here because the thing I love the most about him is also why he is such a highly projected prospect, and that's that he's so annoying. Just watch him. He's absolutely pestering guys out there, but doing it the quote-unquote right way. He has an active stick, but keeps it down on the ice where it gets in the way and, more importantly, stays away from anything that will cause a penalty. His ability to keep teams from creating offensive opportunities is already elite, and will only get better as he gets stronger and adjusts to the nuances of the NHL game. His aggressiveness back-checking through the neutral zone is what impresses me the most. Not only does it make the opposing forwards' lives difficult, it shows how committed and passionate about playing a full 200-foot game he is. Neutral zone hustle is what separates the great defensive forwards from the good ones, as it takes not only stamina and dedication, but also smarts. You have to be able to read what the offense is doing before they do it, and put yourself in the best position to disrupt either their zone entry or their ability to properly establish themselves in the offensive zone. This is again where Beniers' high hockey IQ shines. If he is to play in the NHL next year, it will be because of his motor. You won't see a harder working player on the ice, and I could see his mature playing style and work ethic leading a team to give him a chance right out of the gate. I don't know that it would lead to a permanent spot, though, as his size may keep him from being the elite defender we saw in college right away. He's only listed at 174 pounds on a 6'1 frame, so an 82-game season might be a bit of a stretch. I've heard and seen a lot of Patrice Bergeron comparisons, and they are fair, but to me, Beniers plays with a different style to Bergeron. I really hate to make this comparison because it's so unfair, but he plays with a similar style to Sidney Crosby. Obviously, he's not the next Sid, but the way he cycles around the offensive zone, his style of forecheck and backcheck, and elite hustle are clearly modeled after Crosby, and really, why wouldn't you try to emulate one of the best in the game? I think from a productivity standpoint, however, a Bergeron or even a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins style career is more of what you're looking at for him. On-ice leadership, rock-solid two-way play with the motor, but lacking elite size or top-end offensive skills. He may not be the most exciting guy your team picking in the top 5 could take, but Beniers is the kind of player that top teams covet, and with good reason. Just ask Edmonton which pick worked out better, Nugent-Hopkins or Nail Yakupov.